Hi guys, welcome back to Vitale Style. Today I'm doing a makeup tutorial on this look, which is a really pretty sort of olive green smoky eye. I was wearing it in one of my recent vlogs and I had some of you ask for a tutorial. So I figured I'd bring it to you because it's really easy to recreate and it goes really well with this shirt I'm wearing, which is like a gold slash little bit of olive green, gray taupe color. I don't know. But yeah, it's just a really pretty green smoky eye with a neutral cheek and a nude lip. I feel like it's perfect for this time of year because it's just very fall appropriate. So if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my eyes with MAC Paint Pot and Soft Ochre. And I always start with my eyes first when I do my makeup, especially if I'm using darker colors, because I don't want anything to fall out onto my cheeks, onto my foundation. Next, with a big fluffy brush and this matte palette from Sonia Kashuk, I'm going to use this color right here. You can see that well. It's like a soft brown color. And I'm going to put that all over like the crease part of my eye. This is just a really easy transition color. It makes it really easy to blend darker colors. Now with the Sigma E25, I'm going to go in with the color right underneath that. It's like a deeper chocolate brown. I'm going to put that on my brush, tap off the excess, and work that right into your crease. And you can build this up to the intensity you'd like. I just want it a little bit darker than this, but not too dark. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with a Sephora 12-hour crayon in the color Kaki. I'm going to put that on the lower part of my lid. Try not to go into the crease too much. And I'm using this Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush just to blend out that green. Now using my Sigma E55 with MAC Sumptuous Olive, I'm going to pat this all over that green khaki crayon that we applied. And as you can see, you get really good dimension because that khaki liner is just a bit darker green, and the Sumptuous Olive's got a little bit of gold in it. I think it looks really beautiful. So go ahead and pat that as best as you can, and then what I do is go back to just nothing on the no product on the brush, back to the E40 from Sigma, and just buff out the edges just to make sure you have got a clean edge. Now to darken things up a little bit, I'm going to go in with my Sigma Small Taper Blending E45 and this, let's see, right here, this dark color right here. It's like a deep chocolate brown, like a really dark brown. And I'm going to focus this on the very outer corner of my eye. As you can see, I'm just doing circular motions and pushing it right into the outer corner of my crease. Back in with that E40 and just buff it all out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another MAC shadow. This is Woodwinked, and it's a really beautiful sort of copper bronze gold shadow. I absolutely love this. This was my very first MAC eyeshadow I ever purchased. I'm just going to take that back on my E55, just a little bit of that, and just pat it on the very middle of the eye. This just kind of attracts a little bit of light to your eye and makes it just a little more special. But if you don't think you need it, then you can by all means leave this step out. I'm just patting it and I'm not rubbing it because I don't want to disturb that green. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my liner. I'm using a cream liner. This is my all-time favorite cream liner. It is the Maybelline Eye Studio in just black, I think it is. Blackest black. And I'm using that with a Sonia Kashuk, like it's like a little bent eyeliner brush. And go ahead and make the line as thick or as thin as you like. You can tug ever so lightly just to make it a little bit easier on yourself. But that is it. And like I said, you don't have to do the wing this dramatic. You can make it thinner, you can make it thicker. It's really up to you. Now what I'm going to do is with my, where is it? With the 845 brush. I'm going to go back in with the darkest color we used and just intensify the crease. As a highlight for my inner corner, I am using this L'Oreal Infallible shadow in Iced Latte with just a really small angled brush. This is from e.l.f. Just going to dip that in and then just put that right in the inner corner to brighten things up a bit. Perfect. And now we are going to do the rest of the face. As my primer, I'm going to use my Tarte Clean Slate Poreless Primer. I'm just going to take some of that. I'm going to put it right here, right on my forehead, and a little bit on my chin. And then what I like to do is I like to kind of smear it and then just pat it in. As my foundation, I'm actually using a sample I got from Sephora. This is the Dior Forever Flawless. And this will be the second time I wear it, and then you'll have to let me know how you like it. I'm just going to take some of that. Smells so good. Just dot it all over. And then I'm going to be using my, I'm using my Real Technique buffing brush to buff it all in. And like I do with pretty much any foundation, I'm just going to switch to my Beauty Blender at the end and then just place it, just pat it all in place. I'm going to take, I should have done this before my foundation, but I forgot. This is my Giorgio Armani Master Corrector. I'm just going to put that right in there. I usually do this before I put on my foundation, and I feel like it works so much better. And then I just pat it in with my finger. Okay, now I'm going to fill in my brows. I'm probably just going to zip through this because I am going to be doing an eyebrow routine fill-in video within a couple days, and that'll be way more in depth. I just clean up right underneath my brows really quickly. Again, an in-depth tutorial on this will be coming. Oops, I forgot my mirror was in there. See, because I have to put my mirror like really, really close to me. An in-depth tutorial on this will be coming within the next few days, so keep an eye out for that. Okay, let's do concealer. I'm using my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in medium and fair. The medium is a little bit too dark. The fair is just a little bit too light. So we're going to use a combination on the two. Now, in my, I wanted to clarify something. In my dupes video, in my foundation concealer dupes video, I did mention that this, for me, was a dupe for the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and a few people had some, you know, their own opinion on that, which was not the same, as didn't feel the same way I did. Now, you have to understand that it's not just about like how the texture of a product, the consistency of the product. For me, I feel like it's a dupe because of the longevity, because it doesn't settle into my fine lines and wrinkles, because of the way it looks on the skin, and because I also feel like you can build this up to be a little bit thicker if you want more coverage, because the Pro Longwear is more pigmented, and it's still going to give you that same look. So, I know that some people didn't feel the same way I did about that, and that's fine, but I just wanted to kind of clarify that up very quickly, because for me, I feel like they're both just as good. I like this one a little bit better because it doesn't have the annoying packaging and it's not as thick. So I'm just blending that in with my Beauty Blender. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my concealer with my Laura Mercier powder, Secret Brightening Powder, and this is just like a little Laura Geller, I don't know, angled brush, but it's really, really soft, so it works really great to set my under eye concealer with it. It doesn't apply too much product. Now, before we go any further, I want to finish up the eye. I'm going to use this brush, which is a Sigma Short Shader Brush, the E20, and I don't even know if you can see that. There you go. I'm going to go in with that same really dark color, the darkest color we went with for the eyes. I'm going to run that right under my lower lash line, kind of pushing it into my lower lash line. And then just kind of rubbing it so that you can smoke it out just a little tiny bit more. And then I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs eyeliner. This is the, I don't even know what it's called, but it's the Marc Jacobs eyeliner. And I'm going to just run that under my waterline and my tight line. And you pretty much have the eyes done, except for some highlighting under the brow bone, which I'm going to use this the lightest shade in that Sonia Kashuk palette, and then just run that right there because I don't want too much sparkle or shimmer. Now to set the rest of my face, I'm just going to use my MAC Mineralized Skinfinish Natural in medium to dark. I'm using this big Sedona lace brush. I don't know what it's called, but it's really applies just a little bit of product, doesn't apply too much. And I'm going to focus this right on the T-zone, and then just really lightly on the cheeks, just so that it makes it really easier to blend out your bronzer and your blush. And for bronzer, I'm using my NYX matte bronzer in medium with my NARS contour brush. I'm just going to dip that in there, dip out the excess, and then just contour. If you would like a more detailed sort of contour, highlight, and all that stuff video, let me know, and I would love to bring it to you. By the way, this brush has been shedding so much lately. It's been really disappointing me considering how much I paid for it. Look at that. See it? Don't get it. For my blush, I'm using Melba from MAC, which is a little angled brush from Sedona Lace. Dip that in there. And then I'm just going to smile and then run that on the back of my cheeks, pulling that onto my cheekbones. Not going too heavy on the blush. I want to keep it kind of minimum to a minimum, and because we have such sort of dark eyes, I don't want to go too crazy. I wanted to use something light. And for my highlight, I'm using my Dior Skin 02 with my little Sigma highlighter brush. I'm just going to go right here and then run that on the cheekbones, down the nose, sides of the head, Cupid's bow. I'm also going to set my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Can't talk today. And before I apply mascara, I'm going to just spritz myself with some All Nighter by Urban Decay. This is just to set everything in place. I'm going to use two mascaras. I'm going to start with my L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. And I'm going to go in with a coat of my Maybelline Rocket. Maybe two coats. You can wear false lashes at this point. Oh, got a little mascara up there, but that's okay. You could wear false lashes at this point, but I'm not going to. A little on the bottom. Okay, now we're going to move on to lips. Now, I wanted to keep the lips kind of neutral, nude, only because we've got so much dark on the eyes. I don't want to do like dark lips. So I'm going to just outline with my tawny lip liner from Jordana. And then I'm going to fill it in with a Smashbox lipstick in Nylon Nude. Gorgeous. And then just to give it a bit of a shine, I'm going in with Laura Mercier. These lipsticks came in a kit that I'm going to be talking about that I'm going to be mentioning in a haul coming soon. But this is the Laura Mercier Bare Naked Lip Glacé. And that is the final look. That is the eyes. And that's it. It was simple and it was easy to do. You can certainly use drugstore products for this. I wish I had thought a little bit more in advance. I would have dug into my makeup collection and found dupes for these so that you could use. But I'm sure that there's tons of drugstore dupes for these items out there. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed. Leave any comments down below for future videos that you want to see, and I'll see you next time.